English muffins are made with a yeast dough. And so for that yeast dough, we're going to start out with 3 cups of all-purpose flour. And to that all-purpose flour, we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, 1.5 teaspoons of instant yeast, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of room temperature butter. Now, often I'm asked, is it salted butter? Right, this one is salted butter. 1/2 cup of whole milk. You can use skim, 1%, 2%, or whole. And also 1 cup of warm water. And to that, we're going to mix that and start on a low speed until that dough comes together. Now, you can see I have the extended version of the KitchenAid that mixes really quick. This is 10 minutes over time of this dough mixing. And what you can see in the bowl is you can see that the dough is actually pulled away from the bowl and it's actually working around the hook. That's a consistency you want to look for. So as your dough starts mixing, it's going to be kind of shaggy, and then it'll start grabbing as a dough, and then the sides will be dirty, and then they'll start cleaning up. Once they're cleaned up, take this out, knead it, put it into a oiled bowl, or you can keep it in your mixer and let it proof. This is going to take between an hour to an hour and a half. It's what we call proofing. It's where we're going to let it double in size. Once it's doubled, you want to turn it out to a floured surface. In this case, you can see that flour I use is yellow. It's actually semolina. And semolina works really good for English muffins. Rolling out on semolina is like rolling out on BBs. And so it allows your dough to be easily removed. It also, when it cooks, it gives kind of a nutty flavor, and it adds another dimension to the English muffin. So this dough is a nice soft dough, easy to work with, and you can really work it by hand if you choose. I like to fold in the semolina just a little bit to get some into the interior, and you can see I like just to press it out. If you choose to, though, you certainly can use a pin, and I do that for a little bit here. You want to take your dough, press it out or roll it out to approximately 1/2 inch thick. You want to take this fairly thin, so if you want to get something that you can look at that would be about 1/2 inch, like a Sharpie marker is a good gauge of size. If you go too thick, the actual cooking of these become a little more difficult, because what we're going to do is cook these on a griddle or in a saute pan or in a cast iron skillet. So once you have it rolled out to approximately 1/2 inch, then take a cutter. Now, I like to use things from around the house. I do have things commercially, like stainless steel cutters and stuff, but not everyone has access to this. And when I do these videos, I want to make sure that I'm using equipment that a lot of people have. So that way there's not the need to run out and buy more equipment just to make something. So in this one, I just used a measuring cup sleeve, pulled the sleeve off and used it as my cutter because I looked and went, looks like the size of an English muffin. So again, just being more resourceful with what's there and what other people would have to use. Try to get your cuts as close together and to punch it out. You can take this and round it out once, maybe twice more, but after that, it's just going to be scrap, and it's not going to be, it doesn't come out as good. It'll still come out, still worth doing, but it won't be as good. So if you can see, I turned the dough under, got it, and I'm going to be able to press, I think I take 1 or 2 more out of this amount. So back to the 1/2 inch, keeping them all the same. And once I press these out, then I'm going to take a tea towel or a kitchen towel and I'm going to cover them. You can cover them in plastic, put them in a warm place, and once again, let them rest. We've aggravated that gluten. It's stretchy now, and now we have to let it rest. When you let it rest, these are going to rise. they won't double. Don't look for them to double, but they will definitely come up. Now make sure that you have some of that semolina underneath on that parchment or on your pan so they come up. Once they are done, take and put them on a griddle. I find at 1/2 inch, 325 works well, 325 degrees, and you want to let them sit there for 10 minutes per side, or until the internal temperature with the thermometer reads 200 degrees. Once it hits 200 degrees, you know that they're done. If they're browning too fast on you, you can turn it down. You can turn your oven on to 350 degrees and brown them on both sides, transfer them to a cookie sheet, and then put them in the oven and finish them off. And this is what the finished product came out like. And I hope you enjoy this, and I hope it was understandable for you. Thank you.